And I have a lot of stories I want to tell about that, but God told me to tell a different story. So, if you want to hear about those stories, like about how I got the guitar and stuff, then you can ask me afterward. But this story actually started yesterday. Came home from camp. It was my last year as a senior, or as a camper like Virginia, and it was really hard because normally you come home from SEP and it's really hard to go back to regular life when there's you've just been with 200 people your age that are there for God, you're given time to be with God, and now you have to go back and find time to be with God. And it's just going back into the rush of real life, and it's always really hard, but this year was especially hard because I knew it was my last year. And everybody says being a counselor is fantastic, but it's really different. So I knew it was I've done this since I was 10. I don't know what to do. This is my second home thing, And anyway, so I came home and I was really pretty tired. Getting up at 6 every morning, doing activities really intense. And I remember there was a birthday party I was supposed to go to for one of my neighbors. This girl turning 16. And I was like, God, this is the last thing I want to do right now. I don't want to go at all. I'm so tired. And I'm in the rush of SEP still. I want to be talking to people from SEP, looking at pictures, doing all the, being still thinking about SEP. But I knew it was something I had to do. She invited me before SEP, and of course I was going to go. And Virginia went too. And so we go over there, and it started out facials, doing nails, all this. They kept saying we want to pamper you, that kind of thing. It was there were 7 or 8 girls there. And I was just God, I don't want to do this. But kept going in. And one of the things God said to me, just right there, I heard, you just got a chance to be up at camp. You got this amazing week. They don't get to do that. These girls have never done anything like that in their lives. This is their SEP. You have to make this their SEP. And I was like, okay. Okay. So, we just tried to have fun, Regina, all this fun stuff with them. And they really seemed to enjoy it. And I just talked a little bit, and the night went on, and later I had to go home and get my stuff to spend the night, because it was a Sunday night, which I was also very I haven't slept in my bed in a while, but okay, one more night of sleeping bags, okay. And so I go home, and they were like, get your guitar, we want to hear. And so I grab my guitar, and I go back over, and we sit down, and one of the girls is there were 2 kind of newish Christians, and then the rest I wasn't sure about, but they didn't seem to really have Christian background. It didn't seem so. And so they were one of the girls was one of my neighbors was play that song you wrote, the Hallelujah song, and I was okay. So I started playing it, and she was singing along, and the other girl was singing along whose birthday it was, and the others were just listening. And afterward, the birthday girl was oh, play that song, the mountain, something about a mountain. I was over the mountains in the sea. So I just started playing it, and afterward I looked over, and she was crying. And I was just wow, I didn't expect that. That's amazing. And then the other girl was play, blessed be your name, do that one. So we just played worship for a little while, and then when we were done, they were really into it, and it was really surprising because not a lot of them were Christians, and they still were listening, and they really thought it was beautiful sounding, so they were I really enjoyed that. And then afterward we were gonna watch a movie, and just kind of settling down kind of thing, and I didn't know what the movie was, and just kind of getting ready, and I don't even know how it happened, but one of the girls was hey, I know, we should just go around and tell each other things that have happened in our lives, either good or bad, that really made a difference. And I was wow, yeah, let's do it, So we had a circle, and this one girl, we were who's gonna start, kind of thing. And this one girl said she was gonna start, and she started, and she's excuse me if I started crying, I didn't mean to. She starts telling her story, and she just starts crying, about her mom and how her mom died, and just all this stuff when she was younger. And it just hit me really hard right then, God, when you said make this their SEP, you were serious. Not just the fun part, but the girls, when we'd go around in the circle, all of them started crying, and all of them, it was like literally like deja vu of my dorm. Some of them had like exact stories from my dorm. They said exact sentences. And I was just like, oh my gosh, God, you really brought SUP home. And we were just able to talk about it, and I was able to like tell them, like about God and how it's not the last time they're gonna see their mom. It's not the end kind of thing. There's still hope. And I was able to use the conversations we'd had in the dorm from exact stories for these girls. And one of the reasons I was so sad leaving SEP was like on the last night when everybody was just crying and so upset and so heartbroken. I was just so deeply hurt because I was like, God, I want to be able to be there for these people. I want to be able to be there for every single one of these people, but I can't. They live far away. I don't know all of them. And it's really like hard for me. And so last night I felt God saying like, these girls you can be here for. You can do this for them. And SEP, these people are everywhere. There are broken people everywhere. And Stapleton had done one of the chapels where she like brought someone up and she put blindfolds on them. And like more and more blindfolds for when there was more and more pain in their life and like more things would happen, so blindfold would go on. And at the end they were like, who wants to be a person to take off blindfolds? And last night I was just like, when I said yes, I didn't realize how soon it was going to be. Like the night I got home from SUP, it was just amazing. And it was kind of hard because we stayed up till like 2 a.m. sharing stories, and I was like, God, I really want to listen. I'm so tired. Give me a mic, please. But it was just really cool, and we didn't even end up watching the movie. It was amazing. And when I woke up this morning, I was like, okay, what am I going to talk about? And it didn't even feel like there was an option. It was just like, talk about that. I was like, but people want to hear SUP stories. And I was like, okay, I'll tell them that story. So that was my story, and it was pretty amazing. I really felt that was so God, like, unbelievable.